Alright, hello everyone. Today we're going to be doing a video on Apex once again. Today's video we're going to be covering a new concept for a character that I've wanted to come to the game for a while. And whenever 𝗏𝗏 was announced, I really thought that she would have had some of these abilities. Especially since she is obviously a void breaching character, similar to Fade. And also because she has like shifting personalities. I thought some of this would have came, but let's get into the concept. So this character is called Siphon, and he is the ability Arrogator. So he's able to steal people's abilities and use them against them. So very much like Old Revenant, except instead of just silencing someone, you actually silence them and also like make it so they go on cooldown and also take their ability as well. So the actual tactical ability, as I just mentioned there, is you don't even have a tactical ability. You just take enemies' ones. So basically it's as simple as that really, is you use the tactical ability on someone on an enemy that you're looking at, and it will just take that person's ability. Now from here you can of course use that person's ability, and it also does take into consideration how many charges they have. So if you take like say if there's a 𝗏𝘂𝗯 and she has all of her fences charged, so all of her charges for tactical, you will take all of them. So you'll have 4 charges of a 𝗏𝘂𝗯 fence. So you'll be able to create a pretty big fence that will just stay there for however long until it gets broken. Now it only is the tactical as well. It'll only take, enemy tacticals, and it also has a cooldown as well. So the cooldown is a bit interesting. Is it goes off the cooldown that the character has. So say if we use 𝗏𝘂𝗯s for example, it'll be a 4-second cooldown before you get your next tactical that you can use, that you can steal from another enemy, which is pretty interesting because then you can just steal another 𝗏𝘂𝗯 tactical and you'll have another 4 fences. Well, technically it'll be 16 seconds because that's how long it takes to charge all 4 charges of the tactical. So it'll be 16 seconds before you can use the tactical again. But the characters like, I think, who has the longest tactical in the game now? I think maybe Horizon, or maybe Bangalore. Horizon has like a 20-25 second one, so you have to wait that long for that tactical. I think Sparrow has like a very long cooldown as well. I think it's like 35 for his. So it's a very long cooldown, you have to wait for that one. Alternatively, you could just also delete the stolen tactical that you choose. So if you go, oh, I've just accidentally stolen Sparrow's tactical, you don't want that one, you can then go, okay, I don't want that anymore, and you will be put on like a 20-second cooldown, and then you can then steal another person's ability. So it's very situational, this ability, but in some situations, especially when you're going against people who are very much in meta, then you can simply just take their ability and use it in a fight as a character that previously did not have anything going for them. Then for also as well, there is a reduction in how long it takes for the cooldown to go down. So let's say if I take 𝗏𝘂𝗯 for example, 16 seconds to get back another charge, there'll be essentially a perk that will reduce this by half. So rather than waiting 16 seconds, you'll have to only wait 8 seconds and then you can use the tactical again. So basically a tactical cooldown perk, reduced it by half, but it's all depending on what tactical you've used off the stolen enemy tactical. So very confusing, but balanced, though, that's the thing. Because a lot of the type of concepts that I've seen in the past, you can like steal people's entire kits and it doesn't make sense. I think stealing just the tactical makes sense, and I don't think just a blanket cooldown would make any sense. Plus as well, I don't think taking just one charge makes any sense, because then characters like 𝗏𝘂𝗯 are just pointless. One fence node is not going to do anything. So having the whole tactical is pretty powerful. The most powerful part is obviously making it so that character no longer has their abilities. Obviously it's great that you can take their abilities, but it's very situational in how effective they're going to be to use. But it's taking that person's abilities, potentially their ability to escape, and using it against them is very, very powerful. For the passive, you basically, when you damage enemies, you will stop their cooldowns on getting tacticals and stuff. So basically, it's not like a silence really. It's like just halting their cooldowns. So let's say if their ultimate is charging, it's like 65%. It will stay on that 65% as long as you are doing damage, and it will basically stay on that for about 2 seconds. So stay like that for 2 seconds, and then it'll start continue going. Same for the tactical as well. Same for the passive for some characters like Ashe and Sparrow that have cooldowns on their passives. It'll basically halt them for 2 seconds when you shoot them, and then it'll continue again. Now you can obviously once again get a perk, and you can extend this to 4 seconds, so double the time that it halts them people's cooldowns. So you can really be very aggressive with this character, and that's why they are an assault character. And as for the ultimate, it is the 1v1 ultimate that Fade had, / what Revenant Reborn was going to have. It's kind of reworked from Fade a little bit. So you basically use the little void disc that Fade had, and it basically throws you, yourself, and also one other person that is, well, whoever else is in the radius of that little void disc thing. If you don't know who Fade is in this ultimate, you basically create a little like caustic alt-sized area of effect where anyone that goes inside that area goes into Wraith phase, essentially goes into the void, and you can just be immune from damage. Now I'm basically taking that, but then making it a area where you can shoot. So you can essentially shoot in the void. So you basically can use it very offensively to target one person potentially, or a whole team potentially, but whoever's in this area that is in the ult, which likely will include yourself, it could not though as well, they will not be able to get affected by the environment around them. So anyone else around them, just like how the void normally works, you are not able to get shot by people, and you cannot shoot people who are outside the void. However, you can shoot people inside the void and can get shot by people inside the void. That's the difference between like Wraith and Ashe and Alter, is you kind of move throughout the void with them characters. With this ultimate, you can shoot people inside the void and get shot by them, but not other people who are outside the void. So it's like a mini little like arena that you can kind of fight in for like just 5 seconds. That's how long it lasts. Or until someone is cracked. I feel like that's another easy way to kind of make it so it's not too abusive, make it so you're not just going to land on someone, throw it down, and then immediately kill them. They do have a chance to escape as soon as they get cracked. They're half health, so they're able to use an ability or something to get out, have the teammates help them a little bit. So it's not going to completely overkill someone, it's not going to completely change a fight just off one ultimate use. Even though sometimes some ultimates definitely do change the fight very easily in this game, it can allow for an easy kill. That's the main thing about this. It can allow for a very easy kill. So and there's a lot of ways to counter it. Just don't get too close to this character, because they will put you into an area with them for them to kill you. So it's just, you need to be very careful. That's the main thing. Now for this, there will be 2 ultimate perks as well. So this will be to extend the duration of it to 8 seconds. Obviously this still includes the cracking. So if you do crack that enemy, it still will take yourself and everyone else out of it. So it just completely negates the ultimate. So as soon as you crack someone, then it's done. But it'll now last for 8 seconds as well. So in case you don't crack the person, you can still chase them for 8 seconds and hopefully get the crack, and then chase them around. So it's a very assault-based ultimate. The other perk is that you also silence them when you use your ult. So very much like Revenant's ability, it's pretty much exactly like Revenant's tactical in a way, where it creates an area of effect, and if you stand in it, they obviously get silenced. But obviously they get pulled into this 1v1 arena kind of battle area. But of course now it obviously silences him as well. So it's kind of like combining old Revenant with this new very offensive ultimate. So yeah, I would like to hear what you guys think about this, all the perks and everything as well. Would this be a good character to come to the game? Because bear in mind, the next character after a controller character will likely be an assault character. And we've seen how powerful Ashe and 𝗲𝗁 have been, which have both been assault characters, so hopefully this can be a very powerful assault character as well to kind of dethrone them. But also as well, I kind of didn't want to include perks for this character that will like gain the support perks and gain the controller perks, because I feel like that's a bit cheap and a bit easy to introduce them kind of perks. I think the character perks should be for the character, not for the class. Which is, to be honest, something that I really hope the game starts to actually realise, that we don't need every character to just like have a perk that can just give them other class abilities. It's like, that's the whole point of having classes, is that you pick and choose which abilities you want to have, not just go auto and have half the abilities in the game anyway. So yeah, it's a little bit annoying, but yeah, hopefully this concept like interested you guys, and yeah, that's about it. I'll see you guys next video. Bye for now.